I don't need an oil change, and it's just wonderful.
Hi, Paul. You're muted. I think you're muted.
I couldn't find my headphones, so I've got these fancy green ones on.
I like those.
Not my typical.
I think this will be short and sweet because Dawn isn't here and we
Yeah.
don't have a quorum. So we'll just be passing over anything that we needed to vote on, but we wanted to get your update and then try to pick a date for the next meeting. So.
Sure, that sounds great.
And we're like one of the biggest committees, so it's kind of funny that we don't have a quorum, so.
Well, it's August,
Yes, I know, I know.
We're having a meeting tomorrow morning with the design team,
Okay,
and we've been having them every Wednesday. Steve tried to join last one, but he couldn't because of technical difficulties. But I was able to update him. I can wait till everybody comes and report on that.
here's an agenda, yes. I printed off several agendas until I found out that nobody was gonna be here, so.
Are you taking notes?
Yes, I'm gonna take notes. That's all the excitement there is, so. Wait and see if
I sit over there, it's like.
you can sit over here. Come right over, Doug.
Like.
We're not voting on anything, so it's not like you have to pretend you can't vote, so.
I can't. I can see like a real board member.
Yes. Cause you need to be on another board, don't you?
I just like to know what's going on. I'm very nosy.
Well, so am I. Do you want to sit in, I'm sitting in your chair.
Oh, no, I'll sit in Ken's chair.
Okay. No, I guess I am sitting in my chair.
That's my chair, yeah.
It's a force of habit.
Mine
I'm
is on.
confused. So that's my new excuse when I get confused. I tell everybody, well, I had a brain injury. So it's a very convenient excuse until I start answering Jeopardy questions and they say, I thought there was something wrong with your brain. I'm like, well.
This helps one region. It's just the region that deals with certain issues.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
Yeah, I had 2 strokes on this side of my head. After, I don't know what they were, but after Nance died, it was a bad time. But it never affected anything. I can still remember all poetry that I know.
You're very lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah.
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 But I think your brain compensates somehow. It's
Yeah.
an area
Yeah.
that gets killed,
Yeah.
and something else takes over.
Yeah. All right, it's 6 o'clock. We'll get started. We can't accept the minutes because we don't have a quorum. And so we'll move on to, Justin told me that with Almighty Waste, Paul Roop, he forwarded an email telling Scott from Almighty Waste that everything is marked out here. So now we're just waiting for Almighty Waste to come back and dig up what they buried. So that's that. So on to you, Mr. Lewandowski. You're still muted though.
Sorry, my dogs were barking. Somebody went by the house. I'm okay. You can hear me?
I can look at Steve.
Hey,
He's
Steve,
somewhere
look
in
at you.
Vermont. Look at you.
Look at
You're
you on
muted
Zoom.
now.
He's worse than me.
He's talking. We can't hear him.
Muted still.
It's a problem we all have.
Oh, my goodness. I'll wait till you can hear us, right, Steve? We can't
But
hear
you're
you.
muted. You've
You're
got
still muted.
yourself on mute.
We're-
Now he needs to figure out how to unmute himself. There he is.
How's that?
Perfect.
great.
Good,
Oh, great.
good job.
I might get this figured out sooner or later.
You're doing great, Steve. We're really proud. We're all proud of you.
Right in the middle of my vacation, I'll have you know.
Yeah, it looks like
Good for you.
vacation. Well, I was about to give a quick update. So the design team, we're continuing to plow ahead with drawings to our goal for the end of the month here to get drawings for pricing for Nickerson O'Day. We've been having weekly meetings. Steve we tried to connect to the last one, but we had technical difficulties, but we spoke after, so I think I updated him on everything. We're basically going over things, watching the meetings, looking at coordinating. Okay, sorry, dogs barking. All right, guys. So we're just coordinating with electrical and mechanical, and trying to get everything pulled together. John Turk and Andrew went over to the site since our last one, spent a hot day measuring everything, so we put more info. My wife is coming home, so sorry. Other than that, we're just continuing to move forward. One moment. Taking this cross country. Apologies to everyone. Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Good. All right, great. Okay. Dogs can bark now. So like I said, we've been meeting. We have another meeting tomorrow morning. Steve, if you're able to join, that's great. I realize you're on vacation. We can also speak at some point and update you. It's really going to be more coordination there's been a lot of coordination with CMP, as well as trying to find getting connectivity for sewer and septic and water supply, and water and sewer. So we're still moving ahead with the agenda of items, the scope of items that we presented at the last meeting. And that'll get priced out. I'm not sure if I reported back last time. We are going to wait for brick repointing and repair work until the spring. That'll save us some money because of winter conditions if we don't. And I think that's about it.
Do you have anything exciting, Steve, to add?
Well, when John Turk and Andrew and I were up there, we discovered a bunch of painted brick in behind some of those sheetrock walls. So we're afraid that's going to compound the issue of the restoration. And here again, part of the problem is until that finished demo was done on the outside, we couldn't really see what was behind it. We took a hammer and we knocked a couple holes in the sheetrock, but you really couldn't get a full picture of what was going on until those walls and stuff are gone. So
Steve, was that the brick between the hall and the corridor?
no, that was to the outside, to the old school. There was the school
Okay.
wall was still in place.
Yes.
Knocked a couple holes in that and we found a bunch of painted bricks in behind there that apparently they painted it and then ultimately built a wall in front of it later on, it looks like.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow in the meeting, as well as the hall and the back. There's like a load bearing wall between those two. Another thing, just to sorry, I forgot what we're going to plan for the lower level is we're going to put down a vapor barrier and a new topping slab so that we have a flat surface down there. That'll help with humidity and moisture getting in. We're going to insulate the exterior walls, and then we will provide a dehumidification system in the basement. So it's minimal, but we think it'll sort of dry things out and make that space. We talked about storage in the future, but it'll have a door off of the side that'll be accessible at grade. So I think that'll tidy that up. And that's that is a bit of a scope add, but we'll see how everything falls out and we can look at that.
Well, I assume you would demo out any of the unnecessary walls down in the basement first and open
Correct.
the boiler room over into there.
Yeah.
And there's a pit underneath that boiler. So I assume we'd probably fill that in also.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't need any of that space. Our mechanical plant, all of our boilers are going to be up on the second floor. The only thing we'll have in the basement is the electrical panel. And that's a great location for it. And it'll have a door on it. So it's covered. So you can use it for storage as well.
Excellent.
Yep.
So with that painted brick, I'm trying to remember what it was like, whether that wall was painted and raw when that was Mrs. Lovejoy's room, is what I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Mr. Claire's room on either side. Was it on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, Steve?
The right-hand side.
Okay, so that would have been Mrs. Lovejoy's room when I
Was
was
that
in-
possibly lead-based paint?
John took a couple samples of it to get it tested. We broke off a piece of a brick, was painted, and he took it along to get it tested and see what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
Can
We
the
did.
brick be sandblasted to get the
Yeah.
paint off, or?
Yeah. John and I spoke about that. We'd actually
Yeah.
use walnut shell blasting. It's
yeah,
friendlier. But yeah, that was our thought, to get the brick off
Walnut
that.
shell blasting.
Yeah, they grind up walnut shells
yeah.
and they use them. It's somehow environmentally better and safer with walnut shells than using sand. I'm not
Yeah.
sure why, but that's what we always do.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
It's a good use for walnut shells too.
yeah.
Beyond cat litter.
Right.
All right. Yes, I'm trying to remember what that looked like, but I can't off the top of my head.
Yeah, in general, as Steve was saying, when we start the demo, the fine tooth demo, we're going to find some more things. So that's why we're trying to get the documents as tight as possible. But then when we start doing that, we know we're going to have revisions. So there's more. And I've said this before, that's the nice thing about having construction manager on board. We can do all that sort of live and it'll make things run more smoothly. So that's our anticipation.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add? Or are we, since we don't have the construction manager here, we're good there?
We're good. They're waiting for our drawings to do pricing. So
Okay.
it's going to be a few more weeks and then they'll be on board for
Okay.
a couple weeks. So.
All right. Let me just note that. All right, so for select board stuff, we had a meeting last Wednesday and I was asked about, they were happy with the sign, but then they said, well, there's no drawings for the second floor of the basement. And I said, well, we've discussed this multiple times. There's nothing that needs to be drawn on the second floor of the basement. Well, people are looking at a second floor and want to know what's going to be there. And I said, well, it's all mechanicals and the basement's just going to be storage. So the suggestion was made. And of course, I don't know why we would want to spend more money to make some sort of weatherproof decal that would say second floor mechanicals, basement storage, or.
I would suggest something. What we could do probably is, obviously the drawings we are developing will show those floors.
Yes,
They're going to be pretty much just kind of big white rectangles. But
exactly.
what we could do is probably, when the drawing set is complete, put it somewhere online and put a QR code decal on
Oh,
the
yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
So if somebody was
Yeah.
interested, they could find it. And
Yeah.
that makes it simpler than, we don't want to, you
Oh,
shouldn't.
I know. So, I know, and I don't know how many times that we've had the discussion that there's not gonna be anything up there. And
Right.
that, you know, if it's not there on the sign, then it's not gonna be there in real life either, so.
Right, so. But at this point, in a few weeks, there'll be a set of drawings, so at least that can be presented to the select board. And they can at least see that, and then we could
Exactly.
maybe see what they would like us to do, but I think.
Well, it
that-
was a member of the public,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's the thing. It's not the select board. The select board knows that, but I'll just be generous and say the member of the public likes to be that way anyway, so.
Is it, is it worth, I mean, like, we could offer to do a presentation that could be open to whomever.
No,
At some point?
I just think that the person that was asking that is just that kind of a person that wants to be that way.
Okay, all right,
Don't
well,
you think?
yeah, I
Yes,
guess
so-
what we could do is when we get to the point after we have the full scope and the budget for this phase and everything, maybe we could, if you want, we could schedule something with Nickerson O'Day and the design team so that we could even through a Zoom call that people could
Yeah,
join into.
Exactly, which I don't think it would, you know, the other thing that we could do is, we have a Facebook page when we were doing,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
we could convert it from, well, it's Save Our Academy when we were trying to garner votes to save it.
Yeah.
We could post something on there too with a little more, you know, post the plans on there and put them
Sure.
out there on that page. So
Yeah, we
I
could do
think
that.
that that would work too. And maybe have a link, you know, say visit, you know, Save Our Academy Facebook page or whatever, if they
Right.
want. And then it's up to them, you know,
Okay.
to figure it
That's-
out that way.
That's actually a
So,
good idea.
Yeah.
so I think we can start getting the word out that way too. But
Great.
of course, all the meetings are available on Zoom if people want to find out the real story as opposed to making their own. So.
Right. Well, lots of options we can do, but I think let's get to this next, and you know, we're a few weeks away
Yeah.
from or so from pricing and drawings, and then we can at least figure out what's the best way to that you all would like to get the message out.
Yep, I think so. And I don't think there were really any more questions or recommendations. I know that, Paul, your two invoices were on the
Yep.
on the warrant, you know, so hopefully we're getting that squared away because I think it was a
Yep.
perfect storm of things happening. Going to a new accounting firm and things like that, so.
Yeah, we got the check on Monday, so
Okay,
thank you very much, appreciate it. And
good.
Dawn has told us if we post our monthly invoice on the 24th, I think that will get us back in schedule, so
Okay.
we'll do that.
okay, good. I'm glad that that went through. I don't really have anything to mention about fundraising. I think we already talked last time about the Goldstone family doing $15,000. I sent out some information to the Schneiders and Kippewa and Cobussy. And I saw Justin sent me an updated spreadsheet and Mrs. Duplessis donated $100, and because I was trying to reach out to old teachers too, so, you know, and I've also talked to Justin and asked him to investigate people buying windows, or if they gave a chunk of money, that it could be used specifically for the front facade or the bell tower and use it outside of the 1.5. So I sent him the copy of the Warren article because he wasn't the town manager at the time. And he's going to look into it also with our attorney to find out if we can somehow
Do it outside. Yeah, that
do
would
it
be nice.
outside of the budget. So
'Cause we may
I'm,
need to do that.
yeah, so I'm hoping, so we'll see what he says. But that's all I have. We'll find out what the attorney's good word is. So that's all I have there. And so, Paul, should we meet more sooner than a month, or is a month out okay?
I think a month out's okay, because hopefully by that time we'll get with the pricing, or at least some updates from Nickerson Day. So
Okay,
it's kind of a period where we're putting our heads down and working pretty hard. And,
yes,
not a lot much more to report than until we get
Okay.
that. So I think we're fine if we go a month out.
so, if we stay away from a Tuesday, does September 14th look okay? Because that's a Wednesday.
That doesn't work for me, but obviously.
Okay. Well,
What if we looked at the no, I can't do the 21st.
yeah, the 21st is a select board meeting, and
Okay,
it looks like the 20th, there's some sort of meeting in this, this.
so Thursday doesn't work. So is Monday the
Thursday.
12th?
Okay. Monday should be fine. Let me look at my calendar too. Monday, the 12th would work. Are you guys okay with Mondays? And then, I'll double check everything with Dawn and make sure her calendar is good too. So,
Yes.
I'm good with the 12th.
You're good with the 12th, Steve?
Yep.
And I'll send this to her, and double check it with her, and then she'll get it posted to the town calendar and get it out there to everybody else, and hopefully we'll all be back in force. And we can.
Yeah, it'll be September already.
Yes, I know. Not what I want to think about, but it'll be here before we know it. So, and should we have anything specific on the agenda for that meeting?
I hope that by that point, we would have the pricing, but why don't we talk about scope? Just put it down as scope and budget meeting.
Okay.
Paul, are we still online for 9:30 tomorrow?
We are, yeah.
Okay.
I emailed the link today.
Oh, okay. I haven't
so-
checked email today, so,
Yeah, I sent it out early this afternoon.
right.
I'm in the office before, so if you don't get it, just text me and I can send it to you, or call or email, whatever works. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll check my email later and
Okay,
and make sure I'm ready to go.
great.
I'll try to join in.
Well, that sounds good. Do we have any comment from the public? No, Mr. Ludwig?
Is everything still on?
Chris, I had a question.
Yes, sir.
Did we get anything more with Almighty Waste in the sewer capping?
So I checked with Justin today. Justin said that he sent an email from Paul Roop to Scott at Almighty Waste that Paul had marked everything out here for him. So now we're just waiting for Almighty Waste to respond to that and say when they're gonna be in to dig.
Okay, so Paul did mark out where the lines are.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, excellent. Excellent.
yeah. As far as that was my last email from Justin, so I'm assuming, I didn't go out there and look, but I'll look on my way out.
There is a red flag over
There
here,
is.
yes.
Okay, so,
Excellent.
okay, so that's in the works, but nothing yet.
Good.
All
Well-
right. Anything else, sir?
I'm good.
You're good, Paul?
I'm good.
All right, well, I guess we can't vote on adjourning, but I'll say we're adjourned.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent,
Chris.
everyone.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night. Have fun, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
everyone.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.